Now, let's get to the main incident. One night, around 10 to 11 p.m., some of the local boys had gathered in front of Salim Uncle's shop and were playing carom. The surroundings were dimly lit, with a flickering light from the shop, and the game had created a lively, normal atmosphere. Some were laughing, some arguing lightly. Everything felt casual and relaxed. Suddenly, that normal atmosphere changed in a very strange way. All of a sudden, they saw Sajjal chasing his cousin Munir from quite a distance, bringing him all the way from far behind to this spot in front of the shop. When they reached there, Munir started circling around the carom board in fear, completely panicked, and Sajjal, holding a large chunk of hardened soil in his hand, kept circling behind him, looking for the right moment to throw it and hit him. Mikhail Ahmed Bai and a few others who were standing around the carom board were stunned by what they were seeing. Munir, in a terrified voice, kept shouting, "Someone hold him! Save me! He's possessed by a jinn." First, no one took it too seriously. They thought maybe it was just a fight or some kind of argument that had gotten out of control. But within a few seconds, their assumption completely changed. Then Munir managed to break free and ran toward his house. Sajjal started chasing him again from behind. In this way, they both eventually reached their homes, which were right next to each other. When Mikhail Ahmed Bai and the others first arrived at Munir's house, they witnessed something terrifying. Even there, Sajjal caught Munir and slammed him in the same way, grabbing him by the waist, lifting him slightly, and then throwing him down. This time, Munir was screaming loudly in pain and fear. It felt like the strength of 7 or 8 men had possessed Sajjal's body. Seeing the situation getting out of control, they all rushed and tightly held Sajjal. They grabbed him so firmly that they even tied his hands and legs. It took a lot of effort to control him. It wasn't easy to hold Sajjal. He had so much strength at that moment that they could barely handle him. They were truly shocked. How could an 18 to 19-year-old boy have such immense strength? Later, Salim Huser, the same person who owned the shop, started performing ruqya on Sajjal, reciting prayers and blowing over him. But there was no change in Sajjal. Then they asked Munir what had actually happened. Munir began to explain that earlier, he and Sajjal were sitting on a bridge in front of the chatel, talking. Suddenly, Sajjal said, "Why does my body feel so cold? Why is my head spinning? Why do I feel chills? Even though it was summer." After saying this, Sajjal lowered his head and became silent. Munir nudged him and said, "Hey, why aren't you talking? What happened?" But Sajjal didn't respond. Instead, he started clenching his teeth and making a grinding sound, like a kot-kot noise. Seeing this, Munir became a bit scared. He pushed Sajjal again. The moment he did, Sajjal stood up, looked at him with red eyes and kept grinding his teeth. He looked to the right, then to the left. Then he picked up a lump of soil from the road and chased Munir, saying, "I will kill you today. Why did you disturb me?" After that, everything happened just as they had already seen, running all the way to the place where the carom game was happening. After hearing this, Mikhail Ahmed Bai asked, "Are you hiding anything, or is this all?" Munir gave a slight smile and said, "Yes, this is all. What else would I hide?" Hearing this, Mikhail Ahmed Bai and a few others understood that something was wrong. Something was being hidden. Then they told Sajjal and Munir's parents and the others to quickly consult a good Huser. Meanwhile, Sajjal was tied up, but he continued acting violently, hurling abusive words at Munir. By then, the news had spread throughout the area. Many people started coming to see. It was around 11 p.m. in 2017, not extremely late, especially in a village setting. People were still awake, as electricity was available and many worked late into the night. Everyone came to know that Sajjal had been possessed. His parents and brothers waited anxiously for morning, as there was little they could do at night. They planned to take him to a Huser after the Far Azan. As time passed, it was already past 2 a.m. At one point, Mikhail Ahmed Bai and the others returned to their own homes. But about an hour later, loud screaming started again. Mikhail Ahmed Bai heard Sajjal's mother crying loudly from inside his house, shouting, "Where's my Sajjal? I can't find my son." He rushed out and went near their house. There, He saw Sujul's mother rolling on the ground in the road, crying and saying she couldn't find her son. He asked, "What happened?" "We tied him up and left him here." "Where did he go?" Then Sujul's mother began to say, by that time, several other people had also gathered there, that, "You all tied Sujul and left." Then around 3 a.m., Sujul lost consciousness. His teeth became tightly clenched. After that, we poured water on his head, and he regained consciousness. Later, we saw that Sujul had become completely normal, so we thought he had recovered. Then we untied his hands and feet. He ate some food and then went to sleep in his room. We believed everything was fine. But for some reason, around 3 a.m., we went to check on him again. When we went there, we saw that Sujul was not in the room. The door was open. Since then, we started searching for him everywhere. We checked the washroom, looked here and there, but he was nowhere to be found. So where did Sujul go? At that point, Mikhail Ahmed Bai and the others present said, "What have you done? Why did you untie him? This situation wasn't normal yet. And why did you leave him alone in that room? Someone should have stayed with him." But now there was nothing to do. Sujul was missing. The people of the area all went out together that very night to search for him. They searched in nearby wetlands and fields, Kanabil, Fulerbil, Katlacherbil, but could not find him anywhere. Finally, Manir suddenly suggested, "Let's go check Güzer Baita." Hearing this, Mikhail Ahmed Bai and several others felt suspicious, but at that moment they didn't say anything. Eventually, Sujul was found unconscious under a coconut tree beside a house near Güzer Baita. By then, the Far Azan had already been called. Sujul's family members took him back home. Later, he was taken in the morning to a Pir Sahib in a place called Chubaria in Mohammedpur Upjala. The Pir Sahib's house was quite far, about 4 to 5 kilometers from Mohammedpur. Because of this distance, it took some time to reach there. The next day, Mikhail Ahmed Bai had to go to Dhaka for some important work, so he couldn't immediately get the full details of what happened next. Otherwise, he said he would have shared the story much earlier. Later, he collected the detailed information about the incident. After taking Sujul to the Pir Sahib in Chubaria, the Pir Sahib revealed some shocking information. He said that Sujul was not alone. Another boy was with him. The night the incident happened was a new moon night, Amavasya. There is a place called Güzer Baita located far from their house. Near that place, beside a pond and a bamboo grove, there is a coconut tree. He said that the boys had gone there to steal coconuts. At that time, there was a jinn near that tree. However, it was not an evil jinn. According to him, that very jinn had affected Sujul. Hearing this, Sujul's parents were shocked, because the Pir Sahib had never really visited that area before. He had gathered this information through his own spiritual means. Sujul's mother then said, "Güzer, please tell us how my son can be cured." The Pir Sahib replied, "Your son needs ruqya. Through ruqya, we have to summon the jinn and speak with it. But by the mercy of Allah, the problem does not seem very complicated." Then the Pir Sahib drew a circle and made Sujul sit inside it. He began reciting verses of the Quran used for ruqya. He didn't have to recite for long, about 5 to 7 minutes. Suddenly, Sujul's body jerked. At first, Sujul had his eyes closed, as instructed. Then he suddenly opened his eyes. It didn't feel like those were his own eyes. They were large and blood-red. As soon as it manifested, the jinn greeted the Pir Sahib with salam, though in a very harsh voice. The Pir Sahib returned the greeting and asked, "Who are you? Why have you taken control of this boy? And what do you want in exchange to leave him?" The jinn replied, "Güzer, you are a respected person. I came because you called me, but I have not possessed him. It is my younger brother who has possessed him. My younger brother is very stubborn and hot-tempered by nature. On that new moon night, these two boys went to steal coconuts from the tree. And as you know, on the night of the new moon, different kinds of jinn perform their own rituals. We Muslims also engage in worship on that night. So, on that night, my younger brother was preparing for worship. He was at that coconut tree intending to pray there. At that time, these boys went there to steal. My younger brother saw them and became irritated. He even tried to scare them away. He took the form of a coconut. A coconut fell under the tree, and he took that form. Then what did he do? The coconut started rolling on its own so that they would get scared and leave. But instead of being afraid, the two boys tried to pick it up. They attempted to lift it, but despite trying hard, they couldn't lift it. After that, Sujal became angry and tried to urinate on the coconut. Even though he didn't actually do it, he intended to. Because of this, my younger brother became very angry. He disappeared at that moment, but soon after, he affected Sujal. And after affecting him, he not only caused Sujal pain but also chased Munir. He explained everything in detail and said that his younger brother was preparing for worship, but they disturbed him. Even then, since they were young, they could have been forgiven. But they showed disrespect, and such behavior would make anyone angry. That is why this incident happened. Then the Pir Sahib said, "They are from a different world and you are from a different world. The rules and ways of each world are different. Yes, they made a mistake. But still, no physical harm or loss of life has occurred. What's done is done. Tell me, what do you want? Release the boy." Then the jinn said that since it was his younger brother who had done this, he would explain things to him. Sujal has a goat, one that he loves very much. That goat should be sacrificed in the name of Allah, and the meat should be cooked and distributed among the poor people of the village. Also, prayers should be offered in the mosque. That is the condition. After that, there will be no problem. He will manage his younger brother. So that is exactly what was done. The task was completed quickly, and by the mercy of Allah, Sujal never faced any problem again. So this was the incident.